Hello, welcome to this video from PreludeDriver.com on how to set the timing on a Honda Prelude. The engine that I'll be working on is in a 1991 Honda Prelude. It's the 2.1 liter, the B21A1. Procedure is more or less identical in the 2 liter equipped third generation, so the B20A5, and indeed very similar in other Preludes from other years, all that. So it's not that difficult to do, and you really only need pretty basic tools to do the adjustment. The one thing that you will need to do to zero in the timing is either rent or purchase or borrow a timing light. I'll be using an inductive timing light, and these are relatively inexpensive. And I mean, if you do any amount of auto mechanic work, it's not a bad thing to have around. Otherwise, a lot of auto parts stores will rent them. Some places even have kind of free loaner programs where you can get one for the day and use it. It's simple to use, and I'll show you how to do it. So I'm just going to go through it step by step, and we'll get the timing zeroed right in on this car. Thanks for watching. To set the timing on the car, we have to do a couple things. The first thing that we have to do is warm up the engine. So if you haven't already done that, warm up the engine until the fan comes on, because the timing should be set when the engine is warm. The next thing that you have to do is you have to jumper the timing service connector. You can see it usually has a yellow or a black cap over it. And all I've done is I've taken a piece of copper wire and just bent it in a U and then stuck it in the connectors at the end. That jumpers that. Then I have to set up my timing light so that I can use it. So because my battery has been relocated to the trunk, I've just taken the positive lead for the timing light and stuck it on my positive wire coming in from the trunk. So if your battery is there, then you can just put the positive connector for your timing light on the battery's positive connector, and then I've grounded out the ground connector to the body. I'm using an inductive timing light, so I have to put the clasp over the spark plug wire for the number 1 cylinder. The number 1 cylinder is the one closest to all the belts, alternator belt, etc. The other thing that you can do to prepare is you can make sure that you can loosen the adjust bolts. But before you do that, I would really check if the timing is off or not. So the adjust bolts are on the distributor itself. There's 3 of them, 10 millimeter. You can see the edge of one there, and there's one at the top, and then one down around the back too. With those just loosened, we don't take them out, just loosened a bit, the distributor can be rotated a little bit counterclockwise or a little bit clockwise to either advance or retard the timing. Now we don't want to leave those bolts loose when we start the car, but if you've checked and your timing is off, then you can loosen maybe 2 of them and leave just one tight so that it's easier to do. Loosen the third one off when the engine's running. So next I'll start the car, and then I'm going to hook up the timing light, and I'm going to shine it through the inspection port, and there'll be a mark on the flywheel. It's red, and it should also be stamped with the number 15, which represents 15 degrees before top dead center. And then there will be 2 marks, one on either side of the 15 before top dead center mark. And we want our timing to be within that range, or ideally right on 15 degrees before top dead center. So everything is set up now. So I'm going to start the motor, and then I'll plug on the timing light, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, the engine's running now, so I'm going to flip on the timing light, which I've connected, and I'm going to see if I can see that mark. So I can see, and hopefully you can see this too, I can see the 15 mark, and I can see that my timing is out by about 2 degrees. So I'm going to loosen the last bolt that I left loose on my distributor, and I'm going to turn it until I get the mark lining up with the pointer mark lining up with that 15 mark, and then I'm going to tighten the distributor down and shut the engine off. So there, I don't know if you can see it, but the metal pointer is now lining up exactly with the 15 degrees before top dead center mark on the flywheel. So the timing is set correctly. So now all I have to do is turn the engine off, tighten up the adjust bolts on the distributor, take out my service jumper, and remove the timing belt leads. I think that's a wrap. Thanks very much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful to you and maybe helped you do something that you've never done before. I just want to mention the website www.PreludeDriver.com that produced this video. It's a great place for people of all skill levels to come and talk about Honda Preludes and how to maintain them. As a site, we're really committed to just helping people keep these great cars on the road, and so if you have any questions about this video or anything about these cars for that matter, come on over. Membership to post on the forum is free, and there's lots of people there that are really willing to help, and we don't mind having new people that are new to auto mechanics. If you feel that you're a noob and want some help, don't be afraid to come by and ask us your questions. So thank you again for watching, and drive safely. And if this video has helped you a little bit, maybe it might have even saved you from taking your car into the shop. PreludeDriver.com is run by volunteers and funded out of volunteers' pockets, and so we appreciate your donations. If maybe this video helped you save a couple bucks, if you could pass some of that on to us, we'd greatly appreciate it. There's a donation button on the PreludeDriver.com site. Thanks again, and drive safely.